All right, let's try this again. I do not know why I lose the signal around here. You would think there should be a signal around here. We're on the top of a hill. We're on the top of Capitol Hill. We're walking toward the Capitol very quickly because we lost the stream a few minutes ago from Union Station. So we're trying to walk quickly to get up to the Capitol. And a little bit of construction going on here. Not sure if that's why the fountains are not on. Ooh. Have to keep watching my step. All right, I see a few people have found me again. I give up. Maybe it's AT&T. Maybe I got to get rid of AT&T. Been having this problem more and more recently of just lagging in places where we shouldn't have lag. And I do hope this works, because I hope to have a nice walk this evening. Now, if you remember from prior streams, the north side of the U.S. Capitol is where the Senate office buildings are, and the south side is where the House office buildings are. This is the Russell Senate office building from the side, but we'll get a really good look at the front and the beautiful window in the corner. So on this side of the Capitol, we have Russell, Hart, and another Senate office building. And on the other side, we have the Cannon, the Longworth, the great big one is the, gee whiz, where's my brain today? I have to watch my prior streams. Hi, Bobby. Bye, Bobby. Hi, this is Washington, D.C. This is the Russell Senate office building. Wait till we get to the front. And we'll have a beautiful window to show. And there's a peek at the U.S. Capitol. But let's check this building out first before we head up to the Capitol grounds. Hey, Meta. Great to see you. So this one, north of the Capitol are the Senate office buildings. South are the House office buildings. This corner entrance is one of my favorites because you get to peek through the window there. Okay, be careful when I'm walking backwards. You get to peek through that window there and see that beautiful dome inside the lobby. Hi, Pamela, Washington, D.C. Hey, Galador, nice to see you. Where's the National Guard? They're all around, and they're awesome. They really are. They're fantastic. That allows us to hang out here late at night. But this one has the entrance on the corner, and it just really is beautiful. Hi, bearded bodger. Nice to meet you. So we're here at the top of Capitol Hill. There is the Washington Monument, if you can catch it through the glare of all the traffic. There is the Capitol Dome. We'll head over there. We'll check it out. Skateboard area downtown. Oh, there's plenty of I wish there weren't. Plenty of folks ride their skateboards on some of these memorials. I was yelling at some kids on the Navy Memorial the other day, doing their skateboard thing. My old lady came out with those kids. It's amazing because like 20 minutes ago, traffic was ridiculous, and now there's no one here. Like, everyone's out of town. Everyone's out of town. It's Thursday in the nation's capital. And the government is reopening. Hooray. All right, I got the walking dude. Hey, Mitch, nice to see you from Middletown, Ohio. We were in Middletown, Maryland 2 weeks ago doing Main Street bingo for a nice little adventure. So folks say, oh my gosh, you can't get that close to the Capitol. Yes, you can. These stop signs and barriers are just for cars. They're not for people. This is the people's house, so the people can go up to the house. Hi again, channel. Glad you found me. Yeah, I don't know what was going on before. It's the normal laggy lag that is really frustrating in certain places. Oh, Meta. I'm about 10 years behind the 80s. Then I would have been here in the 90s and the early 2000s. But yes, great clubs in Georgetown and the areas around there. So north to south Washington, D.C., the National Mall, runs east-west, and Constitution Avenue and Independence Avenue also run east-west. And they're kind of the dividing streets. So north of that, the streets are first, second, third. Oops, I'm sorry, try again. North of that, they're ABC. South of that, they're ABC. And then east and west of North Capitol Street, which would be like right here, on the east side is the east part of the city, and the west side is the west part of the city. So that's why Washington, D.C. is in quadrants. Northeast, northwest, southeast, southwest. So if you tell somebody to meet you, I don't know, on 2nd and C Street, make sure you tell them whether that's northeast, southeast, northwest, or southwest, because they can be in different places. Oh my gosh, Abe, this is my second attempt. Glad you're here. Oh, Abe Lincoln, no, the Lincoln Memorial that would be about a half an hour walk, and I'm not going to do that tonight. I actually contemplated doing the Lincoln Memorial tonight, but it's harder to park down there. Here I can just park across the street and walk to the Capitol. So that's the Senate side and the beautiful Capitol Dome at night. Am I actually able to go inside? Yeah, but you have to have an appointment. Or you have to go through the visitor center because it gets crowded. But yeah, you can go inside. It's a great tour. I've also been inside when President George H.W. Bush, and most recently when President Carter passed away 1 year ago in January, I came here to pay my respects because the presidents were lying in state in the rotunda. And I came here. Both times it was very cold. Both presidents. One was in December, one was in January. It was like the coldest day of the year. I got here at like 10 p.m. at night because it's 24 hours. You know, in attempt to avoid some of the crowd, not possible. Waited in line for both of them over 4 hours. But it was an amazing event. Really something to be here for. Fabio, you found me. Thank you. Thank you for your patience. Yeah, I don't know what happened before. Hey, Daryl. I know, Fabio. I know. I'm sorry. Yeah, I lost the stream earlier. Again. Mark, hi from England. Hello, GEJ. Nice to see you. I'm so glad everyone found me again. Hey, Daphne. Daphne, loving your channel, by the way. Looking forward to all the cool stuff you're going to do for Christmas. Absolutely love it. Yeah, every so many years, they do a nice cleanup of the Capitol Dome. You know, so many of these buildings, whether they're marble or painted white or what have you, we do get the effects of pollution here on these beautiful buildings. So they do need a good cleaning every once in a while. Oh my gosh, Anthony, you did. That's amazing. I was a big fan of the Queen and really sad that she's gone. Kind of the grandma to the world, really. But yeah, it was quite amazing. And I'll show you where, kind of where the line goes and how to get in. But this here, let's see if we can see this. So this, let me try to go this way. So the visitor center here at the Capitol is underground here, but there's a big skylight. And this is the skylight kind of looking down. This isn't a floor or ground. Looking down, you can't really see through the glass there, is the skylight over the visitor center. Oh, Abe, yeah, I agree. Hi, Aunt Esther. No, it's not cold. Denise, hi. Great to see you from Indiana. Oh, that's wonderful. No, it's not. It's about, okay, I'm not good with temperatures, but I have a very light jacket on. Oops. I swear the cyclists, if the potholes don't kill me, the cyclists will. They do sneak up on me. Oh, good, Daphne. Glad to hear it. It's so peaceful here, too. People just come here to, you know, to run and unfortunately to cycle or to just hang out. Now, we've done this before, but I'm going to walk this way so we can admire some of the combination of new and old architecture around this beautiful building. So we've got these beautiful light fixtures here. You probably can't see it. The glass is carved at the top. It's quite pretty. I'll back up a little bit more and get a good look at it. So this is the east side of the Capitol with these light fixtures. We'll walk around the entire complex and you'll get to see how each side features different architecture, which is kind of cool. If Congress were in session, as it was a few nights ago, there would be a big light up near the very top of the dome, but there's no big light. So they've finally done their work. Took them long enough. But then here, you know, you can obviously see these modern lighting things. Jury's out on this one. These are modern. As this visitor center was built, I'm standing on top of the visitor center right now. You can actually see the walkway here. So walkway down here. So when I came to pay respects to the presidents, walked down this walkway and in one of these doors down here and underneath and into the rotunda of the Capitol. Why is there not more security? There's security here. But this is the people's house. And people are often shocked that I can just walk around here and there isn't, don't believe everything you see on TV. There's not a need for armed guards here. There aren't barricades around the building. Only when the media is staging something are there barricades around this building. And you could, do the Schoolhouse Rock and sit on Capitol Hill and sing I'm Just a Bill. Now, that building there, covered in scaffolding, that's the Supreme Court building. And it's been covered in scaffolding now for a year. So I'm really looking forward to when the scaffolding's removed, because I'm sure it will be dazzlingly white and beautiful. But like I said, we are impacted here by pollution, and these beautiful white buildings need to be maintained. Now, right here, I mentioned earlier, this is so I don't want to say this is the center of Washington, D.C. This is how the maps, how the northeast, southwest quadrants of the city are mapped from this point here. But at the White House, there's a marker that says all distances from Washington, D.C. are measured from there. So if I stand here, I'm in southeast Washington, D.C., and now I'm in southwest, and now I'm in northwest, and now I'm in northeast Washington, D.C., and now I'll just stand smack at the center cartographically of Washington, D.C. I know it's a stupid geek thing to do, but I'm a stupid geek sometimes. Hi, Denise. I'm from Baltimore, but I work in and around Washington, D.C. for many, many years. Hi, Michael. Nice to see you. Hi, Genuine Joy. Oh, William, the tidal basin. Oh, my word. The cherry blossom. It's maniacal. It is maniacal at cherry blossom time. I did it with my kids once, and then I thought, oh my gosh, they're gonna get crushed because people like their cherry blossoms. Tidal basin is beautiful. Just a geek. I like that. Thank you, Michael. I do like that. No breeze today, so the flags aren't moving. The flag at the nation's, at the Capitol building. This one here is always flying 24/7. The flags over the House and Senate are only flying when they're in session. So they're not flying, so they've gone home. They're done for the day or the week or the month. But you can see some security guards up there. Super friendly. Really great people. Nice to talk to. Good to thank them for keeping us all safe. I will look forward to coming back here when it snows. This is a super fun place to visit and a beautiful place to photograph when it's snowy. That's a really good shot. Anthony, that is super nice of you to say. I appreciate that. Yeah, Aaron, it is sad to be so empty and quiet. And it's 7:45 at night. It's not midnight. But it's a Thursday. And a lot of people work from home on Fridays, so they go home early on Thursdays. but it is, I tend to think it's so quiet all the time because people don't realize that you can just walk up here. I think so many tourists think, again, they believe what they see on television, and they think the Capitol is behind some kind of barricades and, with armed guards. I mean, there are armed guards, but this is it. You can walk up the steps. You can, you can't jump onto the sculptures or anything, and you can't touch the artwork. But here in the United States, this is the people's house. So, this is, and it's how we are with most of our buildings. And they're not just for working, they're for appreciating, and so much care is taken to make them beautiful and keep them beautiful. They should be enjoyed. Thank you for all you do. We appreciate you. Always say thank you. We'll take one last look back, and then we'll go around the other side. Hello, Vi DeVito. I'm not sure what delusion I'm under. Lots of folks say, I can't believe you go there. Don't climb that fence. Okay, I don't climb fences. Don't photograph there. Well, I can. It is good weather today, William. It's really nice. So we're up here on Capitol Hill. This is where sometimes the signal goes away. So if I lose you all, I'll bid you a good night. But if it stays with me, we're going to walk all the way around this building. So someone asked about visiting. So here are the hours of the Capitol Visitor Center. Monday through Saturday, 8:30 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. You can just show up. Depending on the day, there might be a line. There might not be. Whenever you're here in this area, I mentioned before about Washington, D.C. being a kind of an easy city to walk. There's the Washington Monument peeking out. Except here, this is Capitol Hill. So you're going to be climbing up a hill. So just be prepared. It is a great city for walking. But just be ready to climb up this hill. I usually, when I do my walking tours, I'll park behind the Capitol, over there, actually behind the Library of Congress, which is over there. And so if I have guests coming from out of town, I'll meet them there, and then we'll do the walk all the way downhill. So we'll start at the Capitol, we'll walk past all the Smithsonian museums, we'll go to the World War II Memorial, then north on 14th Street to the World War I Memorial, then the White House, come back down to the Vietnam Memorial and the Korean War Memorial. And that's largely downhill. And then whomever I'm with can catch a cab back up here, or I'll walk back up here. But that way, for a walking tour, that's a good way to do a walking tour. Start up here, follow that route, and then take a cab back up here, or metro, or take the metro to Union Station. Oh, William, the Officers Memorial up near Judiciary Square. I was just there, was it last week? We did a walk past the Capitol One Arena, and the F Street corridor there. with all those old shops, which are lovely to see. Hi, Rock. Nice to see you. Michael, you do need to come and visit Washington, D.C. It's amazing. And I just stepped in a hole again. I have got to stop doing that. Okay. Note to travelers. Watch where you're walking. There are small holes everywhere.
Well, I just made it to myself when I gave it the skin because
Okay, I'm fine now. I was a little worried there for a minute. Just for a minute. So now we're on the south side of the Capitol. Rayburn building. That's the one I couldn't remember. So there's the Rayburn, I'm sorry, there's trees. The Rayburn House Office Building. And then up the street is Cannon and Longworth. On the south side of the Capitol are all these House of Representatives office buildings, because the House of Representatives is on this side of the Capitol. And then on the north side are the Senate office buildings, because, as you can guess, the Senate is the chamber that's on the north side of the Capitol. Now, the one thing that is difficult about walking through here at night is that I do like the lampposts, but the glare. I'm not going to aim my camera on those lampposts here because of the glare. Hello, Glenn. You stormed the Capitol. Did you sit on the steps and sing "I'm Just a Bill" like on Schoolhouse Rock? Because I've done that. Get past these trees and then get a really good look. And we'll be able to see the entire National Mall from here. It is usually this quiet in the evening. I mean, as you can imagine, folks just want to go home at night. And many tourists don't think about coming out at night. That's why I really encourage folks to take a look at everything during the day, but then come back at night for a completely different view of all of these beautiful monuments and memorials and buildings and museums. And have I mentioned the museums are free? So when the government reopens, the Smithsonian museums will be back up in operation. And they are free. All of the Smithsonian museums, including the National Zoo here in Washington, D.C., are free. There is one Smithsonian museum that costs money, but that one's in New York. Typical New York. And I know some tourists, again, don't realize that. Now, sometimes you need a timed ticket for a special event. And you do need a ticket for the IMAX theaters. And there may be a cost for some of those shows. But the main museums are all free. So now we're on the west side of the Capitol. This is the more ornate um, you know, entrance. This is not the visitor entrance. This is where the inauguration happens. And it's really decked out for the inauguration too. But the Capitol overlooks the National Mall from here. And I'll stop walking in a second. As soon as I get centered, I'll stand still. So from here, and we are on top of a hill, so we can look down to the Washington Monument. And just beyond the Washington Monument, you can see the Lincoln Memorial. Really hard to see from here, I know. Have I been a tour guide? No, I'm an historian. I do tours for friends and family, and I've lived and worked here my entire life. I also do architectural studies. I'm not an architect. I've not studied architecture, but it's my hobby. It's my thing. Is public transit free? It's not free, but it's, for me, it's quite reasonable. The metro is so easy to use. You can get a day pass for a couple of dollars. You know, I think $7 for all day. Could be wrong on that. And get around the entire city with a day pass. Hey, Superwolf. Yeah, just look for facts. Don't believe everything you see on television. There are literally people who think that the White House, part of the White House, has been torn down. And I went there to prove that it's not. There was renovation done at the White House. That's it. And actually, you can see on TV what was renovated now. Oh, yards of beer. Hello. The beer garden, where you can get yards of beer. Yeah, there are places around here. The Irish Times up the road, I think, has the yards of beer. And there used to be a great restaurant in Baltimore called the Owl Bar. I don't know if it still exists, in the old Belvedere Hotel, and you could get a yard of beer there too, which is pretty cool. Yep. This is just a peaceful place to check out the beauty of the city. And a really nice view here. Irish pubs are the best. Any pubs are the best. Pubs are the best. When you're with friends, wherever you are with friends is the best. For sure. And this is another example of, and I can't speak to the lighting here. I can't speak to the actual light bulbs being used. But don't we miss those good old incandescent bulbs versus the terrible, harsh LED bulbs today? I don't know if these are made to look warm or if they really are good old-fashioned light bulbs. But doesn't that beautiful yellow light just look warm and cozy versus those harsh LED bulbs? There's a bunker that FDR built underneath the East Wing. Oh, there's all kinds of stuff underground. There are tunnels going from those office buildings over here. And that's just a matter of convenience. The senators and congressmen can walk under the tunnels to get here for a vote, so they don't have to cross the street. There's a little train that runs from office building to office building underground here. There are all kinds of cool things. Really nice, cool things. Thanks for all you do. Really appreciate you. What a nice night. Yes, William. Is that what they're called? I think that's what they're called. I think that's what they're called. Incandescent, right? But you can be like really angry and they say you're incandescent with rage, right? That's a word too. We'll walk down here and check out one of my favorite memorials, and it's a very underrated memorial. I think most people don't even know it exists. But just down here, sorry for the glare, just down here, if we're walking, there's the Capitol Dome behind the trees. And you can't see him, but Ulysses S. Grant is standing over there looking out from the Capitol west. And the reason why he's facing west is because that's the rest of the United States, right? You know, we're here on the East Coast, and our manifest destiny goes this way, west. And Ulysses S. Grant is facing west, here to guard the Capitol. And following the Civil War, what it's saying is never again, right? We're not going to fight with each other again. And if it comes to that, he's still here to defend the nation as he did before. So it's a really great memorial. It says a lot. There's a lot to it. But also down here is a memorial to those lost in service on the sea during the Civil War. And it's called a Peace Memorial, as it should be. And hopefully there's a little bit of light on it because it's a good one. And there's a great big limousine here too. Oh, and just a little look at another interesting lighting fixture. I still haven't decided whether I like this light or not. It is strange. It has all of these light bulbs, individual light bulbs in there. I have to think back in the day it was gas lamp, right? It looks like a greenhouse with all these little lights in it. I don't know. Some days it looks great. Some days it looks really weird. Oh, David, that's really kind of you. Thank you. Really good view of the Capitol Dome. But yeah, these, I can't decide. Some days I like them and some days I don't. But I always like this memorial. This is the Peace Memorial, and I just love the delicate carving, and I love all the symbolism around this memorial. So let's go, this is the back, so let's go to the front and we'll watch the traffic because I'm in a dark jacket and I shouldn't be when I'm out at night. I have a nice bright orange jacket that I should be wearing at this time of night. So this is the Peace Memorial. And I really like it. So at the top, you have the figures of history. So history is holding a book. And resting on history's shoulder is grief. So history is consoling grief for all those lost during the war. And beneath them is victory and Mars and Neptune. So god of war and god of the sea, because this is a memorial to those lost at sea, with victory. And then at the back, we have the allegory of peace, holding the olive branch. With the symbols of prosperity. So wheat and fruits and all that prospers from peace. Do I know when it was built? I don't, but I should. It was built after the United States Civil War, probably within 10 or 15 years, because it was built by the mothers of those lost at sea or in service at sea in the Navy during the Civil War. Where is this? Hi, Kim. This is Washington, D.C. There's the United States Capitol, right there. And just a few steps to the west of the Capitol is this Peace Memorial. And I think it's something that people miss. Let's go down here. I'm sorry, I keep turning the camera away. I'm just trying not to fall in a hole or get hit by a car. But I do think it's a memorial that people miss. And I think even those that kind of drive right by it don't look at it because they're looking at the Capitol Dome. So they miss this beautiful, beautiful memorial. Now, I mentioned a couple of times now that the buildings and monuments in Washington, D.C. are impacted by pollution. And I'm sure you can't tell, but this one's a little worse for wear near the top. Looks like it needs a good cleaning. It's a little gray and dingy at the top, but still quite beautiful. Hi, Ben. How many steps do I think I'll have at the end of the day? Today, probably, I didn't do anything at work today. Like, I was behind a desk all day. So this little walk here is only about 5,000. Normal weekend days when I'm doing a Main Street bingo or a big walk, 10 or 12,000 during the walk. But this is a short walk just around. There's a running club. So if you live or work in Washington, D.C., you can join a little running club and run through the Capitol day or night. Hey, Zempler, nice to see you. The view hasn't changed in your 64 years. Oh my gosh, 1 a.m. here, Digger Evans Model Railway. Oh, there was someone else. We had another model railway person in the chat before, like Railroad Boy, I think was in the chat, a previous chat. But yeah, this is a good one. Well, everyone, I want to say thank you for hanging out with me when the first stream died, as tends to happen frequently. I don't know why. We began at Union Station. We did Art of Mind before the stream died. So the stream immediately prior to this one that ran for about 7 minutes, we began at Union Station because I wanted to show Union Station lit up at night. It looked beautiful, but it didn't last. So we went for tried and true and walked around the Capitol building. It is 8:08 now on a Thursday night, and now I have avoided the traffic and I can drive home. And I've gotten some steps in. And hopefully I've shown you something you haven't seen before, or you haven't seen me show in at least a little while. I think I was last here in July, on a rainy night in July. Oh, the Reagan building. Oh my gosh, I love the Reagan building. I do. I remember when that one, not when it opened, but it was pretty brand new when I started working here in DC. And we had some events there. It was really great. Everyone, have a fantastic evening. Let's see, Film Club this weekend will be on Sunday. And the film is the Grand Budapest Hotel. So please do join us on Stasis Geek's channel. Look up Stasis Geek Film Club on YouTube and you'll find him. And I'll be there with Stasis Geek himself and with Jay from Nerd Takes to talk about the Grand Budapest Hotel on Sunday at 3 p.m. Eastern U.S. time. I'm not sure where I will be Saturday. I think I'll do a Main Street in the morning, so maybe I'll see you then. Everyone have a fantastic evening and a great weekend. Hope to see you again. Take care.